the bags of cash that these wide receivers are getting and the allocation of salary cap percentage to them. There hasn't been a definitive Super Bowl champion to have a wide receiver number one take up so much cap. This would be a first, at least since 2014, I believe, is when the data shows. Is what Tyreek Hill got, is what Miami did to further their team, to improve their team, going to be the answer in the AFC East this year? Or they're simply playing second fiddle to Buffalo and then fighting with New England on whether or not they're going to be a wild card team at the end?
Man, I don't know. So I'm looking at the Spotrac right now for wide receivers, right? Average per year. How many of these teams that have these receivers have a chance to win the Super Bowl? Or you would put them as favorites, right? Tyreek Hill is number one at $30 million per year. Dolphins, Super Bowl contender, yay or nay?
Nay.
Oakland Raiders, Devontae Adams is second, $28 million per year. Raiders, yay or nay?
I think they have a shot this year.
Arizona Cardinals, DeAndre Hopkins is at $27.25 million per year.
Well, if you look at what the first half of the season looked like last year, where they were the last undefeated team, right?
He's suspended for the first 6 games of this season.
No, they're not a Super Bowl contender.
All right, Cooper Kupp is next at 26.
But are we taking into consideration that the Super Bowl is in Arizona?
Oh,
in the last 2 years. I'm big on this, Ryan.
Yeah, but they need a quarterback to come in.
I love it
too. That's part of the equation. It's just not that they need a quarterback to come in.
Okay, good point. We never took that into consideration.
That's true. That's a variable in this algorithm.
I told you we're not good at math around here.
Yeah.
Fourth up is Cooper Kupp, 26.7. I think we all think the Rams are Super Bowl contenders.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Fifth is A.J. Brown, $25 million even per year. How about the Eagles, Super Bowl contenders?
No, not after I could see them getting back to the playoffs, but I mean they were just outclassed and outplayed in that playoff game against Tampa. Now, did they learn something? Did Jalen Hurts take something from that? I don't want to just throw them out and say they're not a contender. I think pretty much any team that made the playoffs a year ago,
they really improved their team too. Should
be considered a playoff contender, right? So or a Super Bowl contender. And if you think that the Cincinnati Bengals, who no one even thought of, Philly. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say Philly has a shot. They have the pedigree. They've won a championship before. We'll see. But I just don't know if allocating this much money to a wide receiver number one. Now, where does Deebo Samuel now fit in? We're going
to get to him.
Okay.
So Stephon Diggs is next at $24 million. Obviously, we love the Bills around here.
Yep.
DK Metcalf, his new deal is next at $24 million. I don't think any of us think Seattle's going to be there this year. And then Deebo Samuel at $23.85 million. Do you think the 49ers are Super Bowl contenders?
Well, I think, when we went through our little exercise yesterday around would your team be better off right now with Jimmy Garoppolo playing quarterback. It wasn't, we were not taking into consideration whether or not, I'm like in San Francisco, I think right now, I think Jimmy Garoppolo gives you a better chance. But people were up in arms about, well, you got to let the kid play so we can see. I said, well, that wasn't part of the experiment. The experiment was without anything, salary cap, without trying to get kids experience to get better, like Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. Like if you could swap Jimmy Garoppolo into a position right now anywhere else for this season alone, not negating the further progress of some player and things like that, Jimmy Garoppolo is a good fit in those places. I don't know what San Francisco is going to look like with Trey Lance. I want to believe that the decision they made to go move up so far to 3, draft him, sit him last year, with all the things that were said about doing that, I would like to think that they're going to be a better team offensively and be more diverse, which they were pretty diverse a year ago with what they did with Deebo and the different things they did in the running game, that I would think they would be a better team. But we just don't know that, right? We don't know. They knew that out of all the receivers that were paid this offseason, I would argue Deebo Samuel was the most understanding of that being done because of what he offers the San Francisco 49ers and what he showcased last year. I mean, going off what A.J. Brown did a year ago to grab that kind of bag, wow. Well done. Mm-hmm. We know what Tyreek Hill can do, clearly. We've watched it play out in real time. You go and pay the guy $30 million a year, you better that dude better ball out. Like, I mean, he may walk back to the locker room afterwards like, I got that bag.
Right.
You know, I'm doing what I can do. You know, I don't know if it's, you know, I don't have the same quarterback that I had in Kansas City, and that's a choice I made. That was a sacrifice I made to get the money that I needed to get, right? We'll see. We'll see if that's the case. I think this is going to be an incredible season for us to decipher whether or not the likes of the Green Bay Packers, the likes of the Kansas City Chiefs, who said and the Tennessee Titans, we are not going to die on this hill. We're going to let the wide receiver position go and supplant it with the draft. Sky Moore in Kansas City, Treylon Burks in Tennessee, and Christian Watson, and now we're seeing Romeo Doubs be the guys that are going to have to make a difference. So, I mean, we're going to learn a lot this year in terms of where it goes with the salary cap allocation, because I haven't seen it pay off in a Super Bowl champion. Maybe it does this year. Maybe that will be the new way, the new marketplace for this progressing game in the NFL, where they throw the ball and throw the ball and throw the ball.